I was thinking to myself, when is a game's development considered complete? Live service games are all over the place nowadays, so the answer for mini games seems to be never. I feel that so many games fall under that umbrella today that it is detrimental to smaller games. One game that I was specifically thinking of was a 2021 title called Thunder Tier 1. I first heard about it and played it a bit around its release for around 8 hours with a friend of mine. It's a realistic top-down shooter where you perform special ops missions to stop terrorists. It only cost 20 bucks, didn't have any major technical issues, and it wasn't that bad. On August 11th, 2022, they updated the game to 1.4, saying that it would be the final update. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. The game has a complete single-player and co-op campaign, it has a PvP mode, and they added some extra content for the last update. Should be good, right? Wrong. Everybody fucking hated that shit. What a joke, bruh! Been out since December 7th, 2021, and this is your content update, just a few guns and clothing items. What a shit dev team! Devs took the money and ran, how disgusting. My condolences to the people who got duped by these vile developers. What a shame, because this game looked really promising. Unbelievable. Sellouts! I see Thunder Tier 1 gets a new update, I get excited, yay! The game is not dead after all I say to myself, read the patch notes. This will be the last patch. The game is not even a year old yet. Go fuck yourselves! Here's a look at the Steam store reviews. Not too good either. After beating the game for this video, I feel that mixed is probably the more accurate review as opposed to very negative. The game does have flaws and missed opportunities, but I think it's a bit more complicated than the devs just dropping the game and running away. My guess is that the game didn't sell that great. It totaled around a peak of 6,000 users, and doing some quick napkin math gives us around, say, $90,000 in profit, judging from the all-time peak. Now, of course, this isn't counting sales before or after that peak, so it's a very, very, very rough estimate. But yeah, you know, that's not a really high number, especially for the amount of developers they had on the team. The website lists around 10 people that were on the team. My assumption is that if the game was performing better in sales, it would have been supported for longer. The game has a fairly niche audience, and I don't think it translated to a whole boatload of money. Thunder Tier 1 was published by Krafton Incorporated, who also published a small indie title called PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. So this company has two games, Thunder Tier 1 and PUBG. Kind of a big difference between the two as far as sales go. Another thing I want to point out is that there's no paid cosmetics or DLC. You pay 20 bucks, you get the whole game and everything it has to offer. But you know what? Fuck all that shit. What am I, some idiot with an MBA that's gonna make Boeing crash planes or something? Let's play some damn games. Let's play some Thunder Tier 1. Because if we don't, who's gonna? In a nutshell, in Thunder Tier 1, you play as a member of a team of 4 special super black ops elite super soldiers to stop terrorists in the eastern country of Slobia. During the 1990s after the collapse of the Soviet Union. The story is generic and I never got pulled in for reasons we'll get to later. You have to stop a terrorist guy named Marco, that's about it. Being a member of the super special super ops team, we can customize our 4 guys with any firearms, grenades, explosives, and tools that we want. There's no limits or leveling systems. The whole game is wide open. The loadout that your team uses does have an effect on stamina, accuracy, speed, that sort of thing. Before we get too far into it, I want to point out that there are PvP game modes for multiplayer, but they might not ever be played again, so if you want to try it out, good luck. But there's like 4 people that play this, so probably not going to happen. We can play the campaign in single player with AI teammates or in multiplayer co-op. I will be opting for single player for this go around. I'm picking the realism difficulty because it's now or never. The last time I played this game was with a friend of mine, and we only got around 4 missions in, I think, and it worked pretty well as far as the multiplayer stuff goes, the networking, all that seemed to work. Your experience may vary. Let's get into it. Oh boy, here we go. Our very first mission, Operation Red Sword. Each briefing gives us the chance to read a whole bunch of stuff. We have 3 tabs: Mission Overview, Operation Order, and Intelligence. The thing is, I never read these for the missions because I don't think they were really helpful. For example, this intel says the following: the terrorists have guns. We can expect troops as soon as we enter. Spoiler alert, that's all the missions of the entire game, is those two things. I guess you can try to maximize your loadout to match the situation, but either way, you have to shoot them first and then you win. This is also the main way the story progresses, which I don't particularly care for. I don't like reading a whole bunch of stuff in video games. While editing this video, I realized I never clicked on the Mission Overview tab, only the Operation Order and Intelligence. Guess what the Mission Overview tab is?
Thunder 1, our mission is to put a stop to the rising terrorist activity within this country's borders.
It's a cutscene that provides context for each mission. I missed all of these during my playthrough, which is a bummer because they showcase some cool stuff and it adds a bit more character, which is missing from a huge block of text. I wish this tab was the default option, or it automatically played when starting a mission. But whatever, my teammates Clobber, Blush, Hattrick, and I are going in deep dish style. When each mission starts, you have the opportunity to view the area through a UAV view. You can zoom in and out, you can see the objectives clearly, and you can enable a thermal view, which gives you a better idea of who's all out there. It's a really cool idea and it works well. As we commence the mission, you can see why this game is so different than other tactical shooters that have been released recently. The top-down view is pretty sweet. It makes controlling your squad members a lot easier than many first-person games that I've played. The UI is simple, streamlined, and allows for a lot more visibility, which is important in this game. We make our way to the compound and start blowing up guys. What makes this game an anomaly to me is how polished it feels. It doesn't feel like some made in Unity tactical shooter clone ripoff. It controls very well, the sound effects are good, the graphics work, it holds a solid frame rate. It's nice. It feels good to play. We make our way down to the basement, flush it out, and grab the files. Done. So that concludes mission 1, so we gotta go to the evac point, and we get a nice little debrief screen that shows the mission, time, and stats. Mission 2 takes us to Operation Mountain Dew. We gotta get into an abandoned residential area, grab a high-value target, and leave the area. Easy peasy. This mission and many others have an alarm system where if you go in with silenced weapons, you can engage enemies in a stealthier manner where they are less aware. Personally, I don't go that way because that's boring as hell. So far so good, we're popping baddies left and right and moving up. We come across a locked door, but shooting the lock is all you need to do to get them open. You can pick it if you're some nerd. Stairs are one of the trickier parts of the game though, because your visibility doesn't move to the other floor right away, because you would have to see through the floor or something. So it's one of the riskier spots to be in. Let's go up there and... oh, whoops. I shot the high-value target instead of arresting him. That sucks. This is an example of a mission with an objective that you can fail while still completing the mission. It gets filed as a partial success, but we're going to restart and give it another try. Here in the hallway is one of the first examples of how shit our friendly AI can be. This is one of the bigger issues with the friendly AI, and I think it gets compounded by the top-down nature of the game. My eyes are looking at the enemy in order to aim my pistol, and the enemy is down the hall. My AI teammate runs in front of my guy who's in the middle of my screen, which on my monitor is around 8 inches away from where I'm looking. I can't look at two things at once. In a first-person shooter, I would be able to tell that my teammate is right in front of me, so I wouldn't shoot to blow their head off. But here, I just have to hope that my AI doesn't get in front of me when I'm trying to engage an enemy that's really far away. We'll just keep going on and oh Jesus, he's getting away. He's going fast. Well, he almost got away. Let's try again. The next time, we get him and walk him over to the evac point. This is the first example of the fun objective of defend. And we die. Luckily, Thunder Tier 1 is pretty generous as to where it saves during a mission, but don't take that for granted because later on it kinda sucks ass. Speaking of sucking ass, look at this. So Clobber over here has the genius idea of leaving the comfort of the portable restroom shield, sees two guys hop down over a car, retreats, and then gets shot to death. Yay! If you play this game solo, which you're probably going to have to, it's going to be up to you to eliminate most of the enemies because your AI teammates tend to become bullet magnets. Not even sponges, they curve around walls and shit like it's Wanted. Mission 3 is a good one. This one is called Operation Coldstone Creamery. We have to save a hostage and destroy a weapons cache and an ammo cache. I was thinking to myself, hey, let's show off the sniper rifle. This mission is outdoorsy, so it'll be helpful, right? Wrong. While the sniper scope does increase the range of your view distance, it has this overlay of a scope that zooms in on the enemies, which makes it disorienting to use. I understand why they did it like that, but it's so hard to use that I just never fucked with it again after this. That being said, it is accurate and I pop two guys, but we get flanked by some more enemies. This is where the real issue with it comes for me. Enemies have a tendency to rush you, and the engagement distances are always super close quarters. So when your AI teammates inevitably die, you're stuck with a slow rate of fire gun that is hard to use. I bet it would work better if you were playing with friends that could actually defend you as opposed to AI teammates. And you would also make the player count go up 40% if you had 3 friends to play with, so. Using my pistol here is way easier than using the sniper rifle, so my whole point is why bring a giant, bulky, cumbersome rifle that loses all of its perks as soon as the enemy closes the distance. I feel that it's one of the limitations of the top-down format they went for. Either way, I found the hostage in the cabin, but I figured I would just restart since I lost all my teammates, and it's gonna suck because we got some more objectives to hit. Time to spray and pray with the P90. We walk on back to the cabin, and now there's a cache there instead of the hostage. The placement of objectives is random for many of the missions, which adds a bit of replayability. I tell my guys to destroy it, and they start laying into it. I guess that works. It's good to see the AI on my team aren't the only ones that suck. One weird thing I found was that something about this level in particular messes up explosion sounds. They just don't play.
What was that noise?
Copy that, Thunder 1. Locate and secure HCT. Cease out.
We blow up both of the caches and grab the guy, and we go back to the evac point, and of course, we run into some bozos.
Stay with me.
The evac point is this empty truck that was just sitting in the middle of nowhere, where the enemies walked by it. So we'll just hop it and go. Mission complete. There's no real penalty for when you complete a mission when some or all of your teammates die. Yeah, I guess the performance score gets a bit lower, but I don't really care. Mission 4 is called Operation Blue Typhoon, and when I first played this game with a friend of mine back in 2021, this is where we both got filtered. It really wants you to use silenced weapons for everyone, but I'm not doing that. We have to secure evidence and the compound that the evidence is in, and then do a secret third thing, because we aren't going in with silenced weapons. So we just go in there and start blowing guys away in a special operations kind of way, and they pull the alarm. They send in a bunch of reinforcements, it's a crazy amount, and then some guy talks about planting a bomb. Oh shit, a time limit. We have 1 minute and 30 seconds to save the day. I go in there much like every other normal person would and defuse the bomb with 30 seconds to spare. Sweet. Another objective out of the way.
Copy that, Thunder 1. Charlie Mike and locate the intel. Zeus out.
Now we just have to play Find the Secret Thing. Alrighty, we found it. So now all we have to do is leave, and of course the game spawns some people in between you and the exit, so we gotta go and deal with that. As much as I hate to say it, we've basically done all the types of objectives this game has to offer. They are go to place, escort guy to place, attack place and kill everyone, defend place by killing everyone, defuse bomb, find thing, blow up thing, and arrest guy, and you don't even really have to do the arrest guy one. It kind of depends on the mission. We'll get into that a bit later. Every mission is just a variation of these objectives, which is kind of a bummer. We'll keep playing the missions, but for all the intents and purposes, you've seen what this game has to offer. Good old Mission 5. Did I mention we're halfway through the campaign now? Because we are. In this one, we have to investigate a van at an abandoned gas station. Interesting. We arrive via helicopter and start shooting guys before we even touch down. Heading over to the van, we find some chemical containers. It doesn't really say, but it might be like Elmer's glue or some shit. We then proceed to clear the area. Some people show up, we shoot them too. Zeus, which is like the mission overviewer guy, wants us to check out this abandoned lot they came from, and sure enough, there's a hatch of some sort. We will just blow it open with some satchel charges that we have. It's really dark down here, and the objective is to clear these tunnels. While I do appreciate the change of scenery, it is tricky to navigate the area with your AI while fighting. It gets clunky. For example, I want to throw a grenade down this stretch of tunnel. The line is red, but I figured it would go somewhere near where I threw it. Well. The grenade hit the roof of the cave and I blew up one of my own squad mates. Damn. We keep on going and stumble across a cache. Okay, cool. We'll just lob a grenade at it. The mission does give you a lot of options that you can do. You can destroy the generators and dim the lights, use night vision goggles and silenced weapons, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I can easily blow away all the evil terrorist guys without too much trouble. I fuck up another throw with my incendiary grenade, and my last remaining squad mate runs right through it and injures themselves. Grenades are dangerous in real life and in the game, and they're also one of the trickier things to use in close quarters areas because the player's view is different than your guy's view, and you're trying to look at where the grenade needs to go, and there's a doorway in the way. There's a bunch of stuff to consider that stems from the top-down view of the game. And I understand that the red indicator is to show that the grenade will not land where you intend to, but does every single grenade throw need to be overhand? When enemies can rush you, it makes using grenades risky in the first place. Then you mix that with a grenade toss that you could easily make in real life underhand, and that's why I don't really use grenades that much, because they're kinda clunky. We find some documents, grab them, and keep on moving. I was running low on ammunition, so I opted to use an enemy's weapon, and now is the time to show the inventory system during a mission. There's a bit of a Resident Evil 4 aspect to it, because many items take up multiple spaces and need to be rotated to be placed in your vest, lower body, or backpack if you have one. It's a neat system, but honestly, unless you run out of bullets or need to grab something from a fallen teammate, you probably will not be doing this that often. Oh, looky, Art, we just peach cobbler. There's another cache. I'll have Hat Trick destroy it. Oh, he's kind of close. It might be better if he... Oh, well, he's fucking dead. we'll just keep on moving. There's another cache, we're just gonna shoot it and whatever, you get it. We shoot the people and we pop out of a storm drain, and that's the mission. Yippee! Mission 6, Operation Golden Angel. This is when I realized I probably would not play the campaign ever again. The objectives are very simple. Go to place, reach guys at place, pick up thing, take people to place. It's a lovely forest stroll until we die. Okay, we'll do that again. We grab the thing, which is a black box in this instance, and stumble across two of the fellas that were on the helicopter. Neat. Now all we have to do is evacuate the area. Easy peasy, right? Wrong. This is the mission where the game decides to throw fuck you quantities of enemies at the player, and I don't really like it. It feels cheap and not tactically engaging. There's an escalation in the weapons that the enemy AI uses as the campaign progresses, but I wish their tactics would increase too. It would be cool if they tried to use more equipment like smoke grenades and flashbangs during their attacks, as opposed to just rushing you with like 50 guys at once. It would also be cool if my AI could fend for themselves, especially since the enemy AI tends to rush during an assault, so you only have a few seconds of time to engage or give orders, even if the time does slow down when you're opening the squad menu. As expected, I die a bunch of times at this part, and it's not fun. Eventually, after enough attempts, we get a partial success. One of the guys we were supposed to save died, but fuck that guy, I don't care. I feel like, am I playing the game wrong? Am I just not taking it in or taking it as seriously as I should? I tend to get pretty invested into games that take the time to show me a story, but, you know, I don't care about these two guys. They don't say anything, they just fucking get shot and die. Mission 7 is called Operation Urgent Fury. The nearby radio station is playing electro swing music and terrorist stuff. Both of these need to be stopped. We start on a road and walk our way up to the place. It's a pretty standard mission of go to place, shoot all the bad guys, and once they are all dead, we have to hold the place. Sweet. I do think this mission is busted though, since I waited for a long while and nothing was happening. I had to run outside the playable area multiple times to have the enemies attack the position, so it's kind of annoying, and I can't tell if it's just really delayed, or if that's supposed to happen, or what. After knocking out that wave, we start getting hit by mortar fire. This is when it gets a bit shittier.
Thunder 1, 2 enemy trucks approaching the main gate. Continue to hold position. Over.
The second wave of enemies drive directly to the front door and hop out with a whole bunch of guys in a truck. Throwing 15 enemies at 4 people sucks, and it makes it frustrating to play. It's not something you can actually react to in a cool tactical way, because they just rush you. There's nothing you can really do other than just shoot them. And once you die, because you're going to, you have to do the whole janky hold section again and pop out of the playable area. Anyways, I make it past the enemy rush B don't stop attack, and we get the cool objective to take out the mortars. Sure, why not? We also see some friendly AI that's not your squad mates, and it's kind of weird that this is the only place you see them in the whole campaign. I think it would have been cool to see some more variety, but whatever. We're getting close to the end of the game, and many of the missions seem repetitive, and something about the vibe feels weightless and disconnected. I feel that part of it is from the top-down perspective and how far away the player's view is from the action itself. The game has a lot of long-range engagements, so the view needs to be wide, but such a small part of the screen is actually important the majority of the time. You can zoom in, but that puts you at a large disadvantage if someone approaches you from outside of your viewing area. I also don't feel invested in the story. My teammates are dumb and are blank slates. They aren't actually characters as much as they are bullet sponges. I know I missed the in-between mission cutscenes, but I don't feel any particular motivation to stop this super terrorist guy named DeMarco. The game is using a lot of telling and not showing. As an example, in Rainbow Six Sony Vegas 2, there's one part where you're trying to stop a bunch of terrorists and they have hostages in this gymnasium. You rush to the gym doors, but you're too late. A chemical weapon goes off and everyone in there is dead. You don't see the deaths and destruction, but you can hear it. Thunder Tier 1 doesn't have any of that. It's as if we're just errand boys sent by grocery clerks to collect a bill. I'm not saying we need to see fucked up shit, but it would have made me feel more invested. And it's not like it's even that hard to do. They just had some voice lines, some music stings, and then like, oh man, that was fucked up. Like, you didn't have to render anyone actually dying or anything. It's all in your mind. There's also a big lack of reasons to watch your fire. This terror group is operating in many residential areas, but there's no civilians anywhere. In the entire game, there's only around 3 people that we can't shoot for story reasons, and 2 of these people can be killed and the missions can still be completed. There's no reason not to bring a big-ass machine gun and as many grenades as you can carry, since you're going to be mowing down hundreds of terrorists anyway. I think it could have been cool to have some civilian non-combatants to deal with. It could have added some more interactions, and some fail-states that would require the player to watch their fire. Anyways, I shot all the guys and won the mission. Bada bing, bada boom. Operation SE Dryad. This is it. We're facing off against the titular Marco. Alrighty, let's take a peek at this mission objective. Get on boat, neutralize him, and recover evidence of his activities. Okay, cool. It wants us to be covert, but I'm not doing that. This is another mission that I think would have been neat, with some civilian non-combatants working on the dock, but as with every other mission, there's only a fuckload of terrorists. There's really not too much to say. The dock has some enemies on it, but the boat is full of way more of them. As we board the ship, the interior is a mess of crowded corridors, so it's important to follow the standard maritime safety practices to avoid workplace injuries, and bring some grenades with you too. When I played, I took the objective of neutralizing Marco as killing him, but the game actually wants you to arrest him. When I failed this, I didn't really care because I already died a bunch of times. If you want a perfect score, you can save him. But again, there's no real incentive to get a high score because you have everything unlocked the whole time anyway. So I just blew his ass up. After that happens, we play the Thunder Tier 1 equivalent of I Spy to find 2 documents in this big-ass mess, and shoot whoever else is left on the boat. Once we find the things, we go to the evac location, which is a tiny boat. We jump off the big boat, and the water ripple effects are fantastic.
All stations, this is Stormwave 1. I have Thunder 1 on board and we are RTB. Stormwave 1 out.
Mission partial success, but whatever, let's just fucking keep going. Operation Black Knuckle. This mission sucks ass. It's also the last mission, so we finally made it to the end of the game. We have to stop the weapons of mass destruction from killing everybody in the world, or whatever, so we gotta go to the place that's holding it. So we go to the compound, and shoot everybody, standard stuff, and once the area is secure, we need to find the actual weapons of mass destruction, and in this case they're real, and they can spawn in 2 different basements.
That's a Roger, Thunder 1. Engineering team on standby. Fuse out.
Once you find them, the game fucking sucks because they just throw waves of enemies at you. The first of these aren't that bad, but the last one throws a disgusting amount of enemies at you, all at once, which destroys any sense of tactical gameplay. It's just a matter of reaction times and luck. This is where the shortcomings of the friendly AI are displayed. The hyper-aggressive last wave of enemies makes them freeze and get shot to death. You have to hide them so they don't instantly die. They just die instantly, and you're fucked. God fucking damn it! I'm gonna fucking scream. We sent 4 guys to destroy a whole fucking goddamn army of stupid fucking idiots. Blush, do something! Don't fucking stand there! Shoot them! They're right fucking there! Oh my fucking god. They just stand there, dude. That's all they... Deuce! Oh, come the fuck on, dude. Look how... There's like fucking 40 of them! The only way I could beat this was to survive long enough to face the last wave, and at that point I would hide in a basement with the weapons of mass destruction and throw grenades and lure the enemies into the bunker one at a time. I guess this counts as a tactic, but it's fucking stupid. It's just cheesing the enemies. This thing took me like 2 hours to beat, and after you slog through it, take out 70 bad guys by yourself, you get a sweet ending video.
Few will ever know what you achieved here. Without their leader, without their chemical weapons, Sabre is crumbling. The country rejoices. If they knew the truth, they would call you heroes. But that is not your part to play. Your role is to disappear, to watch and to wait. The danger here may be over, but across the globe, new threats have already begun to emerge. Somewhere a storm is gathering, but wherever our enemies strike, thunder will answer the call.
For better or worse, that's the game. I try to give the game the benefit of the doubt, but I do think that I would give it a mixed rating for more reasons than just being quote-unquote abandoned. I don't know if more content would have saved the game in the long term, because a lot of the issues I had with the game are directly related to the top-down aspect and mechanics. But you know what? That's fine. I want there to be more games that do something different. You know, I can't take another fucking early accessed first-person shooter tactical game that releases and it's all lackluster for $60. It's ridiculous. The top-down view was unique, the graphics are solid, the game ran smooth without any major technical issues, the level of customization was cool as well, and the ability to play it co-op is also good, because anything is more fun with a friend. The game is only $20 for the whole package, there's no expansion packs or DLC or microtransactions, there's no stupid-ass clothes and skins, and if you think it looked cool, give it a shot, why not? You know, I kind of gave the whole thing away. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Thunder Tier 1 Operator out. Alright, okay.